Blessings, everyone. This is Danny Creatah, World of Reggae. Recently, I opened my email box and I saw this email coming in. Walshy Fire set to release a book about the art of dancehall. Being a graphic designer myself, this completely was up my alley. So I needed to know more about this. So, well, I called up Walshy and here he is. Walshy, I've got some questions for you. First
My
of all,
brother, it's
how are you
first of all,
doing?
it's good to see you. How are you? It's
Yes,
been a
good.
while, and a lot of people might not know. World of Reggae has been really a part of my career since Black Chiney days. We've been doing a lot of covering reggae music, performing reggae music, making reggae music over the last 2, 3 decades. So salute to you, and I'm glad to be here.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. You are busy in any way. The first time I called you, I think you were coming to Spain, traveling all over the world. How are you now?
I'm good, man. Traveling is still a part of the game, and I appreciate it. So yeah, so I was saying, yeah, I'm definitely blessed to be able to still perform reggae, after 30 years of doing it. And even when I don't have a reggae set, because I'm doing an EDM set or an open format set, I still sneak reggae in there.
You have to, right? That's where your roots are.
Yeah, man.
So you're still also doing the major laser thing?
Yeah, man, of course, man. We got to pay the bills, man. So,
Yeah, well,
uh, but to be honest, Major Lazer's new album is going to be dropping hopefully this summer.
that's good
And
because
I'm
I
very
love to see you
excited about
guys
it.
here again. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been too long, especially Germany. I just remember, I remember Germany, and I remember the Netherlands, how much I used to go there as Black Chinese. Like
Mm,
how much I used to go to like Austria, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium as Black Chinese.
mm.
And I know the scene has changed completely.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
There's
is.
not the hardcore dancehall like that anymore, and there really isn't that much, I think, reggae anymore. But what a time. What a time. And it was bubbling. What a time.
Everything in the past was better, right? Yeah, but that's a total different discussion, I think, about
Right.
what's happening to reggae music at the moment. Although there's still a lot of good reggae music being made.
Agree.
Um, Back to the book, because that's where I'm calling you for right now. Oh, you already have it there. You see?
I don't even want to open it.
No, you don't. You always need to have one that's closed.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. I actually got one in my hand. This ships out April 1st.
Yes.
Proud father.
When we finish this, I'm going to order one right away.
Thank you so much, man. And for anyone out there that wants to do what you're about to do and order one, you can go to my Instagram page at Walshy Fire. The link is in my bio. Or you can go to Rizzoli and type in Art of Dancehall, which is the name of the book.
Exactly that. So fun to have a book in your hand, but what made you think like I'm gonna make a book with posters, dancehall posters or show posters? How did you
Mhm.
come about that idea?
So I collected flyers over my 31 years of doing this. But of course, just like everybody else, I just put them in a box and put them away. And so I was doing some cleaning and went through the box, and I spent about 2 hours just looking at each flyer. And each flyer brought back nostalgia, memories, moments. And I felt like if I felt this way, maybe other people would too. So that was like 6 years ago. So fast forward 3 years later, or 3 years ago, I'm backstage at a show, and I meet Shepard Ferry, who is a graphic designer, street artist. His he's most popularly known for Obey,
Mm-hmm.
and he is just killing it in the book game, right? So I mentioned to him, I said, man, one day I want to do a book on dancehall flyers. And he was like mildly like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I started to show him some of the work of Sassafras. And he was like, oh, no, 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 no. This is too good. This is hand drawn. I feel the energy of the events. He was like, yo, I'm going to call Rizzoli and yo, they got to make this book. And so said, so done, man. And I mean, he literally sent an email to Irzoli, and it happened. So I always have to give him props. And here we are, man. It's actually 3 years after talking to Rizzoli, working on it. It's finally out.
That's so cool. Also because of the works of Sassafras, I think he passed away like 5 years ago or something.
Not that long ago. And you know why? Because I was trying to get him to do the cover of the book.
Yeah.
Sassafras might have passed maybe 2 years ago. So
That,
I tried to get him to do the cover of the book. Now, this is a story that I've not told anybody, and nobody knows this story. So I am saying this for the first time here. Sassafras was not doing well for years. And I didn't know that, but when I decided to ask him to do the cover, that's when I found out. And he was staying with a woman, a younger woman who I think was taking care of him. And she just couldn't get him to do it. She was like, one day he's fine.
mhm.
And then that same day, he's not. And I don't know exactly how hard the struggle was with her handling him in the last years of his life, but it sounded heavy. It sounded really heavy because she for sure wanted him to do this. She was like, he's just not able. And I think anybody that was around him or tried to get him to do any art might agree with me. And so I got Nurse to do it, and I'm very happy with Nurse. But it is a sad story that Sassafras has passed without very much fanfare, yet
Exactly.
he was the greatest. I mean, Lemonious, sorry, uh, Lemonious and Sassafras are in that conversation of the greatest artists
Exactly.
out of Jamaica ever. So
And I think even now, still, when you go through Kingston or whatever, and you see the plyboards, there is posters like in his style done still. So it is
copied, he's one of the most copied artists around the world.
exactly, exactly. So around the world, you say the posters that are in the book, are they from Jamaica or are they like global?
Global. And
Global.
I wish I had some Netherlands flyers in here because I know, the first person to bring me to that side of the world was DJ Waxfiend.
Oh yeah.
He had a
Right.
party called Jam Rock at Paradiso.
Yes.
And he also had a Tuesday night at Brazil Bar in Amsterdam.
Yep.
And he's the first person to bring me over there. And, he was doing some really cool flyers, and that was the early 2000s. But yes, this is from the beginning of flyers in dancehall straight up to 1999.
That's cool. That's cool. So
Brooklyn, Toronto, England, Japan, and of course, Jamaica.
yeah, wow. So that also says something about the global reach of dancehall, right?
Mhm.
The reach from Jamaica's music so far and wide. So that's cool to have that in a book too. Um, so you've been to all these places. I just want to make a little sidestep. How is it to
Side quest.
yeah, how is it to experience Jamaican music in all those corners of the world?
Oh, it's amazing. Everyone experiences it differently. Like when you go to Brazil, and one of the contributors from the book is living in Brazil. He's Stranger. Let me just shout out the contributors while I'm here. Shout out to Lee Major from Earth Ruler Sound. Shout out to Muscle from Two Line Music Hut. Shout out to Mark Professor from Stereo City Sound in the UK. And of course, shout out to Stranger from originally from Poland, grew up in France, and now he lives in Brazil. But he is a Polski. So you go to Brazil and they're listening to a whole other set of reggae. They're listening to Desiree.
Yeah.
They're listening to Midnight. They're listening to reggae music that I had never actually heard. That was insanely good. Same thing, you go to Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua. They're listening to a whole other set of reggae songs that just don't translate in my Jamaican world. And of course, Europe, you know, you've got Alba Rosie, you've got all these other artists over there that are doing reggae music, and they're doing very well over there. Cali P, you know, all the guys who've been doing it for a very long time. And so I'm one of the few people, if not maybe, and I'm going to say this, but somebody can definitely correct me. I might be the only, I might be the only person in the world who has experienced reggae almost everywhere in the world. I've been to 164 countries.
Wait.
That's half the countries in the world. There's like 300 countries. That alone is a feat. Being a Jamaican who has done that is incredible.
Yeah.
But Jamaica's reach is the real story. And I've been able to go to Bali, Indonesia, South Africa, Kenya. So when you go to Kenya and you go to a dance and the reggae songs that are getting the forwards, you're like, what songs are these? And they're records from Jamaica or the UK. They're from outside of Kenya. But what they are pulling as hits is incredibly different from where the rest of the world does.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I might be the only person that has experienced that. And maybe the only person that can go to any of these places and play. And maybe the only person in the world that could go to these places and clash.
True.
Because I end up cutting the dubs for whatever local area I'm in. You know, so when I go to Italy, what was the name of that? It was called Sud Sound System, Sistema. I'd have to look it up, but you know, cutting those dubs was just so incredible for me, even though they might only play in Italy. Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Major Lazer. Boy, boy. Hey, shamne shamne peta mani shale mena mai shamne. Kache de Major Lazer casina. O you sent to musica talaria. Beta prepara de stasera cena festa.
I tell you right now,
Cool. That's cool.
if I drop that in Italy, how many languages do you speak?
3, German, Dutch, English. Oh, and
Yeah,
Jamaican,
man.
patois, a little.
Patois, 4. Yo, let me tell you something, man. When I drop, yo, like all Poopa Jim, you know Poopa Jim?
His name, yeah.
Man, I can play Poopa Jim on dub. But only France. This will lock down France. You know?
It's like killing raps in a bucket.
Booklet. It's such a great feeling to know I'm probably the only person in the world
To have that.
to have them thing,
Yeah,
you know, and to have the artists be like, oh, you're not from here, and you're going to play that like globally. A lot of the Major Lazer mixtapes were filled with this stuff, you know. And to me, that's man, that's something that, you know, and it's only because of this conversation I'm even noticing it. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Am I really the only one? But I think I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one in the world that can say they've experienced hold on, let me see.
Local vibes like
Walshy Fire.
Oh, that's not it. I'm trying to find my Midnight dub,
oh,
my Von Benjamin dub. Yo, I'm telling you, man, that was his voice though. That's I'm
yeah.
trying to. No, that's somebody else. Sorry. But I'll find it. Don't worry. I got it labeled. I don't remember what name I have it under.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. My bad.
No, but that's kind of cool. But that already shows how far dancehall has reached and Jamaican music has reached. Do you think one more sidestep before I want to go back to the book? Do you think that Jamaica even acknowledges that their I mean, they do, but they don't. I see you
don't.
shake already.
They do in the yo, we're big.
Yes.
In that generic statement, yo, we little but with Talawa. Yes, in that little statement, they realize the whole world loves reggae and dancehall. They do. They realize that we have stalwarts in music that have gone to the world and really pushed the genre. I always tell people, I think Elephant Man is the reason that the world loves dancehall.
Yeah.
Not too far differently from how Bob Marley is the reason why the world loves reggae. I really believe Elephant Man is the reason that the world loves dancehall. Now, I know this is probably going to be a clip and there's going to be controversy in the comments, but it's fine. Anybody who who disagrees with me, tell me where you've been. I've been I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. And I saw firsthand in the early 2000s what Pond the River and what Signal the Plane did in Japan, in Africa, in Europe, in South Africa. How many people discovered dancehall
Yeah.
because of how Elephant Man performed
Yes.
and his energy and how, and remember, this is before YouTube and this is before cell phones.
Yeah.
Maybe not cell phones, but before the social media, you know what I'm saying?
Especially in Japan, he has a large following with his dances and
Trust me,
everything.
when I tell you, say, yo, if you go South America, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because the dances made it easily palatable. And then the songs, the melodies were already familiar. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we know that melody, you know? So you add that with a live performance that was incredible. And that was like, that was it. You know, and that was it. It was like, yo, you know, so them man, they really are probably who I would put as why the world loves dancehall. Now, mind you, of course, we have to give Shabba,
Of course.
you know, Dembo went crazy, reggaeton, Mumbaton. You have these other genres that come out of, you know, Sly and Robbie and Steely and Cleavy's beats.
Yep.
So you can say Sly and Robbie and Steely and Cleavy for sure. But they're more behind the scenes. Their Murder, She Wrote is incredible. Sister Nancy Bam Bam, incredible. That's an 80s song and a 90s song. The run that we saw dancehall have in the 2000s, me,
Different
I
kind.
give that to Elephant. Me, I give that to Elephant Man.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. Like that was with the Scare Them crew also, right? Was it that time?
Yeah, but bro,
Yeah.
even when you look Elephant Man solo, yo, his show was insane. His actual live show had everybody go, yo, what did I just experience? And no disrespect to Shaggy or Sean Paul or anybody else who had hits, but I think everyone will agree Energy God was a fitting name.
Yep.
And his dance songs made everyone really able to access the music.
Yeah. Well, I think there is also a split between the what I always see like the commercialized, and again, no disrespect to anyone down, so like maybe Shaggy or Sean Paul, and the raw stuff coming out of Jamaica like Elephant Man. So I think that there's also that kind of a switch there. You're completely right. Back to the book though. It's 2020. It's 2025 now. Everything, and it bothers me to the core, to the bone. I wanted to say, social media now. When there is a dance, when there is a show or a festival, you know, there's still flyers being made, but they're posted just online, and that's it. Hardly any posts anymore. Do you think that has his how do you say that? What's the word? Do you think you can see that back in the kind of flyers that are being made? Is there less flyers being made, or in a different way, you think?
I think okay, so we're talking about I just think there's clearly lots of flyers.
Yes.
But the impact of the flyers, very rare. It's very rare that you see a flyer that you're like, "Bumbo clot this butt."
Hmm.
Most of the time, the graphic designers um just have a style and they cater to their audience and they do a great job. But for the most part, they're running, 3, 4 flyers a week. That takes a lot of time. And so to make a flyer more like an art piece would take a lot of time. You have to think, what Sassafras was doing, eventually he honed the craft to where he could draw a flyer in no time.
Hmm.
But man, that was still hand drawn. Like God, target hand drawn,
He mastered the
One
craft
take.
of position and lettering.
Yeah, man.
How much letter
One
can I
take.
fit in this part?
One take. So, in the book, you'll see misspelled words, you'll see mistakes. There was no correcting that.
No.
That flyer is going to print right now. And shout out to when there was no copying machines and there was no printing. And they
Yeah.
had to write a bunch of them. They had to do 100 posters to nail on walls.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Guys out there listening, can you imagine having to paint 100 posters to put on walls, which is what Nurse still does. Shout out to Nurse. If you keep a dance, Nurse will make, 30 posters for you, hand drawn. He can't copy them.
Yeah,
They go on wood, so shout out to Nurse and shout out to everyone still keeping the culture alive.
we should have more from that. Linked to the book, there's something else coming up, I think, with the same title, a new album from you, right?
Yes. So I
What
do
is
have an album also called Art of Dancehall. I am trying to finalize that as soon as possible. What I want everyone to know about this album is not what I think a lot of people might think. This album is a calm dancehall album. And I say that because I realize I wasn't seeing like many different styles of dancehall. And so this album, it might have beats with no lyrics on it. Because to me, the beat is just so important.
Yeah.
And it is a dancehall, boop, boop, not trap hall. It is dancehall. But not too many people have put out a beat and just been like, no, that's it, that's the beat. And so I'm trying to do something different. So I'm in the finalizing stages. And of course, maybe the secret's out, but maybe it's not. If it's not, then here we go. Black Chinese is also putting out an album soon.
That's cool. So you're keeping busy.
Yeah, man, whole heap of music I got drop this year. Whole heap.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to that.
And it's dancehall.
Dancehall has a wide range, though. I mean, same with reggae. People still don't know what's reggae, what's
Right.
dancehall. So one day we need to put tags on everything too.
Right.
Do you think that people that are coming into dancehall now are starting to listen to Jamaican music and look at those flyers or posters in the book can get a wider knowledge about the whole culture also, like how it was, how it is, and what more is attached to that than just the music, the singing, the dancing, and the whole culture around it? Do you think those flyers can help with that too?
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, the thing about what Sassafras and a lot of these other flyers designers did was they captured, they were going to the dance and they captured the energy through art. And I think that once people who are making dancehall flyers decide that they want to put out a certain energy, the flyers will reflect that. So right now, a lot of dancehall parties are like hookah, bottles, and VIP sections. That's a lot of dancehall parties now. And so the flyers reflect that. The flyers are classier.
Yep.
The flyers are, just cleaner. What Sassafras and those guys was doing, there was no hookah, there was no VIP section, there was no bottle. It looks like that on the flyer.
Yeah.
So I think the flyers will just reflect the times, and it is what it is. I support it either way, man. I'm there. A day and not a dancehall either way, you know. You know, someday we could be looking back at those flyers and being like, yo, wow. And
Mm,
we're seeing them now and we don't even really, you know, bother.
no. So you keep collecting them for part 2 of the book?
Yeah, man. I hope to have a 3-book book. And the reason why I say that is because out of just announcing the book, people have begun to send me flyers from the 90s and the 80s. And I encourage anyone out there, please continue to send me flyers because it means so much. I know you guys have these flyers. I know you also have old pictures of the old fashion, the linen suits, the gabardine, the sequins. Send me that stuff because someone is just going to throw it away.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't get the proper presentation and promotion and importance that I know it gets. It should get. That was a handmade outfit. These were handmade flyers. There's something there that needs to be documented and archived, and that's all over the world. Dancehall culture in the 80s and 90s, all over the world was DIY.
Yeah, we need more archives for that, you know, because Jamaica by itself is not really known for keeping its archives and keeping their history in place,
Right.
because a lot of stuff is going down, unfortunately. But if people like you and me, I'm doing it too here, um, can keep that alive, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, man.
Is there anything more you want to add to this?
No, man. Big up to World of Reggae every single time. Really appreciate you guys. And of course, you know, please everyone out there, go get the book. You can
Yes,
go
sure.
to Zoli.com. You can type in Art of Dancehall, or you can go to my Instagram page, Walshy Fire, WALSHYFIRE, and it's in my bio. And I really appreciate any and all support. I mean that.
Yep, I will also put it here when this is finished. There, exactly that. Thank you very much. Whenever I'm in Miami, I hope to see you there, and maybe I come to Dante. Is that still yours?
Still mine. We have a big reggae block party tonight. So,
I can't make it tonight, but as soon as I'm in Miami, I will come over.
yeah, man. Sound good, Minji.
Yeah, man. Thank you
All
for
right.
your time.
Yeah, man. One love, man. Big up.
Blessings. Stay safe.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Bye-bye.